Good evening, my Roslins and Rosikins. Mother is back, and I want to talk about the fact that there is a certain reason, and this is for my I Am a Skinny Legend playlist, right? That certain women are damsels and others are not. So, I want to say the God honest truth about weight, okay? The heavier a woman is, the more likely she will be treated as a man, meaning that men will associate you with someone that is one of the guys, someone who can also help to provide, someone who can protect themselves, and someone who I would say can also be invisible. Okay, let's break this down. So, when I say that men see you as one of the guys, what I'm saying is that they see you as a friend, if even that. They don't see you as someone that they would romantically involve themselves with because you carry weight like a man would carry weight. You're overweight on top of that for your height, for your physique, and because you're a woman. Biologically speaking, men expect women to weigh less than them because we are the weaker vessel, quote unquote, right? And so when they see that you're just as big as them, if not bigger, their brain cannot correlate the fact that you in fact need their protection, that you are a romantic option, and that you do need their provision. Okay? So men will see you as one of the guys also and treat you like a man when you're overweight and not a damsel because they believe that you can help them provide. Think of the roommate situation. You know how people say, oh, you know, you're just a roommate to a man if you pay 50-50. Well, it gives that energy when you're overweight because it's like, okay, well, she's big like me, she could pay some bills, she kind of hefty, she could do this, she could do that. And especially when you're not at your highest sexual market value in a sense of you haven't looked maxed, you're not healthy, you're not put together, you don't know your beauty phenotype, you haven't capitalized on it, you haven't been polished. They just see you as someone who can contribute to the financial situation by default. And yeah, they don't see you any other way because you're giving every bit of bro, okay, and man, okay. And then they don't see you as someone that they need to provide for because you hefty, you can provide too. You don't need my provision. And they definitely don't see you as someone that they need to protect because you can knock somebody out. You a whole linebacker type of energy, right? Because you have no discipline with yourself. You have let yourself go. You are someone that is given Respucia. And you might have a sweet personality and you might even be someone who's a good woman, but they can't get past the physical because we know men are apex predators, sexually speaking, and other ways speaking, to the detriment of women, especially if you are attractive, right? And to the benefit of women if you're attractive because they'll provide and protect for you. All I can say for sure is that I've never heard a bad bitch ever, a pretty woman ever, talk about how, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, men don't do this for me. I've literally had experiences where I was walking down the street, and this is me when I was still overweight, like in those pictures on my community tab, right? Where men literally would stop their cars. They didn't give a fuck. They were just like, hey, have you eaten today? I had an example where a man stopped his car, asked me, have I eaten today? I was like, no, not yet. And he gave me like $20 to get some lunch just because. I didn't even have to call him back. Like, he gave me his number and stuff. He was like, even if you don't call me, like, just make sure you get something to eat. I don't know this man from a can of paint. My thing is just like the fact that when you're pretty, when you're pretty, you are seen as a damsel. And even I'll say this, my big isn't big because of the way that I'm built. But it's still big for me because I'm only like 5'2". So hello, I can't have excessive weight. It just doesn't go great. It doesn't make me look smacks. It makes me look worse. So that being said, it's the fact that I knew that I had pretty privileges in that moment. I know my baseline is pretty. But my thing is, what if I would have been slim? I was already treated like a damsel. I'm not even gonna hold you. So I don't know. I don't know if I should be speaking on this. Okay, when I think about it, I don't even know if this is something I should be speaking on. But I realize and see that these are, well, I guess you can also say if you're a bigger woman and you're unattractive or ugly, that does not help precisely. Because I will say, pretty women that are big, beautiful women, they do get provision. They do get protection. But I also feel like you're fitting into subjective beauty type where a man might like a bigger woman at that point, but by default, no, you don't get that as a bigger woman. I don't believe that. Or a man you've helped build with him, then he'll give that to you because he feels like you earned it. But he'll still have his burner accounts and women that he finds attractive that didn't need to earn it. They just had to exist because they had the pretty privilege and the skinny body to go with it. I think that there's so many layers to this conversation when I think about it as I'm speaking to you, my Rosalynds. And, but what I will say is with being a skinny legend on your skinny legend journey, you have to be aware of the fact that there are certain reasons why certain women are damsels. When a man sees a skinny, smaller woman, he thinks, oh, I need to protect her, I need to provide for her. It's just innate in him because you're weaker. You literally are physically weaker, and he sees that because you're small and skinny, right? But when you're bigger, it's like, hold up. My brain is like, it's like frying because, especially if you're pretty and bigger, it's like, oh, I am attracted to her, but she is overweight. Like with being bigger and pretty, it's like a hit or miss. But when you are slim and skinny, like, and pretty, you get it. But when you're bigger and unattractive and ugly, you never get it, honey. You're invisible at that point. So it's just like when you think about the dynamics, wherever you want to slice and dice it, being big is not helping any woman, whether you're attractive, ugly, pretty, whatever. Healthiness, being slim, being fit in shape, that is helping you. Like I talked about with my video about facial like fat and stuff. Like the bigger you are, the more distorted your beauty can get, facially speaking, symmetrically speaking, because your fat deposits unevenly in your skin and in your face and whatnot. So yeah, you're fucking with your looks. And if you're already at a disadvantage, if you're not attractive or you're ugly, why make it worse? At least you can be plain looking if you are like someone who struggles with your looks. Or at least you could be cute. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that if you're able to elevate yourself. But being big helps no one, pretty or not, because it puts you at a disadvantage, especially biologically speaking, with men if you're heterosexual and you want a good relationship, you want to be taken care of, you want someone that's going to protect you. But it just doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. It doesn't. So mother encourages you all on your skinny legend journeys to my Rosalynds. Keep that in mind. I know that you all have pretty privilege. I know that your baseline is pretty, but hello, it never hurt to elevate that shit with your health as well. And therefore, you won't be thinking, will he provide for me? Will he protect me? He'll just do it. You won't even have to ask when you actually elevate yourself in that way, right? So, what Mother is saying is that there's a reason why certain women are literally cast as the damsel. When I look at movies, when I look at TV shows, when I look at so many different things, I see beautiful, slim women of all cultures, racial background, features, etc., right? Ethnicities, it doesn't fucking matter. They are skinny thin, okay? They're not big like a man. They're not big as their man. They're not bigger than their men. They're as smaller than their men, even if they're the same height. And especially when they're shorter, they're smaller. I also realized being a petite woman that I cannot be big. I look like I'm about to say look like a oompa loompa. Let me not do this to myself. Let me not do that. A roly poly. Girl, bye. You little leprechaun. You better get your shit together, my Rosalynds. If you are short like me, we cannot afford to be big backs. It's not helping us. It's hurting us. Oh my god. Like imagine like a little like I don't know what type of dog is like fat but short and a little beagle like oh my god, get yourselves together. Like seriously, when you look at nature, men are always bigger than the women for the most part in regards to mammals, I believe. Like animals are, like the male. I said men. The male animal is always bigger than the women. Like think of a lion and a lioness. Like yeah, they're both powerful. They're both strong. They're both fierce, but one is obviously bigger than the other and for good reason, right? Or like look at like mates in nature and stuff. And I know it depends on the species and the type of animal, etc. And the kingdom, right? That the animal's a part of with how it's split with male and female. But in regards to men and women in society, women, my Roslins, you need to be smaller than your men. There is no excuse why you're the same like weight and you're short as fuck like me. No, 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 that doesn't make sense. Like you're like giving Oompa Loompa on God. There is no reason why. And even if you are, the same height as that man, you still need to weigh less. Like it just really doesn't matter. I was looking at like some videos and I was like looking at the sizes of men and women, and it just makes sense when a woman's smaller. It's just like natural for us. The only reason a woman's ever bigger than her man is because she like discipline. And you could say it's a health problem, but there are sick people who are still slim. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna be honest. So it has to do with emotional eating, finding comfort in food, having no discipline, and just basically just giving up on yourself and your looks and your health. You're literally allowing yourself to rot and deteriorate slowly because you're not taking care of your temple. So I know it's harsh, but it's just the God honest truth. You can't be a damsel and be a linebacker. It's not giving. You just can't. You could be Respucia, you could be Kate. You gotta pick one from Norbit. But you can't be both. You can't. You can't. You can't. And you should want to like be smaller than your man because you should want to get picked up and carried out the house fire. We repeat that in the name of Yeshua. But the point is, yes, okay. But the point is, yeah, I want to be able to be picked up, carried, like thrown around. Let me not. Oh my god, I'm just so. Oh my god, pay no attention to mother. She's. I'm being delusional, but not really. I'm being realistic. I'm sorry. I want to be carried. What? I want to be thrown over your shoulder. Amen. Like, hello. Can the church say yes? Yes. Okay. I want that. Oh my god. Okay. 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 Focus. 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 Moving on. The point is, like, why do you want to weigh more? Where a man's like, let me just try to pick you up. Okay. You over here struggling like a mofo. And you know this man is strong as fuck. Ugh, I would be so embarrassed of a man trying to pick me up and I'm too big. The fuck? That is not cute. That's embarrassing. I don't know how some of you women do it. And you got a man? Ugh, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Shit, let me not talk shit. Because I was overweight, but I was Jesus Christ. I still felt like I was like too much. They were just like, no, you're not. You're not too. But then again, I attracted men that were taller and stronger just by default. I just do. I always bigger or whatever. I always attract men like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm petite. Maybe it's because I'm pretty. I don't fucking know. But even at me being overweight, I still attracted men that were very attractive and that wanted to like still protect me and provide for me. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, but my advice to y'all though, don't set yourself up for that because it's a hit or miss. And my Roslins, I want you to get everything that Yah has in store for you because you're blessed with beauty. So why not just maintain it, take care of it, and nourish it and elevate it? That's what I'm saying. And you can't expect princess treatment. Okay, let me not. Okay, this is why I'm conflicted though. Okay, because you really can't expect princess treatment from men when you are a linebacker. But my thing is this: when you're pretty, it's just a different dynamic. It's just different. I'm not gonna hold you. It hits different. You don't have the same problem as a fat, unattractive, or ugly woman. You just don't. We just what I can't. I don't understand. Like Steph Cole, like she's not gigantic or anything, but she is bigger. And she was saying, I don't have pretty privilege and it sucks. I don't have those problems. Even at my worst, I was still pretty. Even when I was bigger, I was still pretty. So my thing is like, I still have that privilege. Okay, all Mother is saying is please, 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 do not be so delusional that you think your pretty privilege is going to solve everything in regards to your health and being overweight. You need to lose the weight for your sanity. And men will treat you like a damsel when you are skinny. Period. Point blank, period. Your pretty privilege can only go but so far when your body privilege is at a zero. You need both to really get provision and protection on site. Period. And that's my advice to you. There are flukes in the system. I'm not going to hold you because when you're pretty, you're pretty. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But how much more privilege can you get in regards to being provided and protected for and seen romantically and taken serious romantically if you lost the weight? Just saying. And if you were smaller than said man that you want to attract. Period. And with that, Mother is going to say, do some soul searching. I hope you take my advice and lose the weight. And I'm going to say, ciao.